This is Back Roads of Illinois server to farmers and ranchers in central Midwest. This is Back Roads of Illinois server to farmers and ranchers in central Illinois and the Midwest. We're glad you're here. I'm Cesar Delgado. I'm joining for this conversation about E15 year-round and the Farm Bill right to repair for equipment. He is an executive director of Illinois Corn Growers Association. Rondey Wenizler from Illinois Corn Growers Association. We were talking about things that are important to Illinois corn growers in the Midwest. This been Back Roads of Illinois. I'm joining for this conversation about E15 year-round and the Farm Bill right to repair for equipment. He is an executive director of Illinois Corn Growers Association. Rondey Wenizler from Illinois Corn Growers Association. We were talking about things that are important to Illinois corn growers in the Midwest. Hi, Rondey. It's a pleasure to meet you for today, and how are you?
I'm good. And Caesar, I love your logo, Back Roads of Illinois, especially the 2 ears of corn right there besides
Mhm.
Illinois and the road.
Sure.
Great.
Well,
Thank you.
mm,
Rondey, let's start with our conversation about E15 and the spending bill in Washington. It wasn't passed from last week. What is your concern about the failure of the program in the Capitol Hills?
Well, Caesar, we've been working on this issue since 2011. So going on 15 years here in the next few months. And we've been close a couple times here over the last year or two. We thought going into last week that we had a really good proposal that we had worked out with the American Petroleum Institute. So this has been a struggle uh, for these last number of years of trying to find some common ground with the petroleum industry. And we had a good proposal, and not everyone in the petroleum industry is on board, and that's what created the problem. So we have about probably 80% of the petroleum industry is supportive of this, but we have a small percentage of the petroleum industry that is not. And that's what created the hangup that we had last week. And we've ended up having the House of Representatives putting together a task force or council, which over the next couple weeks will be trying to find a solution that would bring more petroleum industry on board. So we'll see.
uh,
I can add a little
What
bit
is
more
your
context.
plan for the project for next few months in Washington? Are you going to again for a chance to talk with lawmakers?
Yes, so for the next couple weeks, we'll be watching how this council task force functions. Their first meeting is next Monday or Tuesday. The challenge we see, though, as they work for a solution with some of the other elements of the petroleum industry, that solution could create other interests, namely the biodiesel, renewable diesel, American Soybean Association, to become more concerned with the proposal. and add another wrinkle. So we're very interested in working with this council to find a solution to bring more people on board, recognizing that there is risk that we will bring other sectors of the ag economy into opposition. So hopefully, we're able to reach some sort of a solution here. I would say maybe by the end of February.
Wait and see. We
Wait,
can get it done.
wait and see. Yep. We will be going to DC the third week of March, and hopefully this is one of the issues that we have done so that we can focus on other priorities like the US, Mexican, Canadian reauthorization and some other important issues that Congress will be considering this spring.
Of course. Farm bridge payment announced by the Department of Agriculture on December due to the trade barriers. What is your advice to the Illinois corn growers or soybean farmers about that payment? However, that farmers are fifth generation or sixth generation to the farm.
Yeah, I think most of your listeners, I'm sure, are aware of the downturn in the ag economy that began about 3 years ago. And so things out on the family farm are pretty tough. And we're looking for solutions in the interim. As you mentioned, Congress has approved a payment back in December of last year. Sign up for that was right around Christmas. Most farmers were automatically signed up into that. And so the payment, my understanding, is to be sent out probably right at the end of February. And so it will be very welcome for a lot of farmers throughout not only Illinois, but the country. There's actually a little bit of discussion in Congress right now about potentially some other type of payment moving through Congress here probably about the same time towards the end of February. And actually the E15 issue could actually get tied up into that. And I wouldn't expect that payment, though, if it does pass Congress, to not occur until sometime towards early to maybe mid-summer. So it will be helpful, but organizationally, we really want profits to come from the marketplace, and that's why we're really pushing for E15 so that Congress does not have to come up with as many of emergency payments.
What is your thoughts on the farm economy for right now? We need a good farm bill and a trade deal with our trade partners.
Yep, the farm economy, as I was saying, is really tough, but we really need markets. We need more demand. We're really good at producing larger and larger crops of both corn and soybeans. And so we are constantly looking for more demand, and that's where the trade agreements really come in. I know just earlier this week, the administration acknowledged progress on a trade agreement with El Salvador, which is good. They are a new kind of growing market for corn, just even within the last few years. And hopefully, something happens there as well as other countries. Of course, China is kind of the really big issue, especially around soybeans, and that negotiation continues to go forward. So looking forward to this summer, the reauthorization of the US, Mexico, Canadian Free Trade Agreement is a really, really big trade issue. Mexico is our #1 market on corn and corn co-products. And Canada is actually our largest market on ethanol exports. So super, super important how that trade agreement and discussion goes this summer. So markets is the focus. And without markets, the ag economy will continue the struggle.
What about the farm bill for this moment, Ron?
So in the budget reconciliation bill last year, they dealt with Title I, which is the Farm Program Safety Net, and then also Title 11, which is the
Thoughts about the farm bill for this Congress?
I think we're pretty positive about a skinny farm bill getting done. It's probably more of what the timing element is. Congress is struggling to get big initiatives done, and this is an area where they're definitely going to have to work across the aisle. And in the budget reconciliation last year, that created a lot of conflict around food and nutrition programs and the cuts that happen. And so that whole issue of people being upset with how that was done is going to have to kind of work its way through the process where we can get to the point of going back to a bipartisan farm bill every 5 years. So we're hopeful. I think something will happen. I think it's more of, is it the summer of 2026, late 2026, or perhaps even early 27 before we're able to get that across the finish line.
Do you have some thoughts about the right to repair?
That's an issue that Illinois Farm Bureau has been much more involved in than we have. And so that's an area that we've kind of let them take the lead on. We know it's a big issue out there for producers, but it does cut across commodity lines. And so it's an issue that all farmers need to be represented on that. And Illinois Farm Bureau, we think, is doing a good job on that.
Thanks, sir. I enjoyed our conversation for today.
No, it was great, Caesar. And again, man, I gotta love your logo. Gotta love your logo. So you need to make it bigger on the screen so everybody can see it really good.
This is Rondey Wenizler from Illinois Corn Growers Association. Would you like to have more information about Illinois Corn Growers Association? Please visit their website at ilcorn.org. This is Back Roads of Illinois.